What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney. And we got the Saitama shills out being desperate, of course. And every Binance post, they're so desperate. It says, new token listing tonight. What do you think it'll be? And of course, we are out here in full effect trying to get Big Daddy Binance to list us on their exchange. You have King JB, who's like the Saitama Maxi guy, right? Or the moderator for everything, right? We have Marmar, who's a little more objective, right? He's like, hey, man, don't get your hopes up, you know, and all that, those sorts of things. And of course, you have all of these Saitama people in here. JRE Entertainment, the reflections go up and up guy, which is actually, that shit bops, right? Hey, kudos to you, brother. That shit bops. I think it's corny, but that shit bops. You have talent, right? And of course, you have all these other Saitama Maxis, Saitama Wolfess, you know, Mrs. Saitama, it will be Saitama. You got Saitama Vern. Oh my God, please Binance, please. And you know what's hilarious? Like, before people were saying, we don't need these damn exchanges. When we were pumping, you had a lot of people in the community saying, we don't need these exchanges, baby. We don't need them. You know, and then you had Russ going on Scott Herman's show, metaphorically telling them to fuck off, right? Saying, yeah, we're going to get on these exchanges as still your customers. No, why would you say that, right? And now we're still not on these exchanges. People are saying, well, it doesn't matter. They want money. But I think more than anything we have to look at, right, guys, objectively, is that I think these exchanges want Saitama to establish themselves a little longer, right? Now, we have saitamask out. I don't think it was that impressive. People were saying, wait for the updates, wait for the updates. But I mean, you could say that about any project. I still have to judge it for what we have. I just don't think it's that impressive. You know, every app has updates coming in 2 years, right? I can't judge Saitama, you know, for 6 months ahead. I can't judge future Saitama in 2 years. I just have to judge what I have now. And so far, I think it's kind of okay. It's just a fucking swap, right? It's nothing revolutionary. It's just not. Now, if you have a small world that you're in, right, a smaller cap community token world, or maybe Saitama is your only investment, then maybe to you it seems like the shit, but there's a lot of other things that are better. Trust me on that, right? But I think that Coinbase, Binance and KuCoin and these exchanges want to let us establish ourselves a little more. I think so. I don't think they want to be associated with a pump and dump rug pull scam kind of deal. I just don't think they want to be associated with that. Now, I'm not saying that's Saitama, right? But you have to understand the reasoning that KuCoin gave Saitama for not listing them on their exchange was, hey, the Squid Games just happened, so we just don't want to take a risk, which is implying you guys are going to be a rug pull pump and up. We don't want to be involved with you. Now, is that the right thing to say? I don't think so. I mean, at least they have a product, right? At least they have something we can have now, right? Saitamask, even though it's shitty, we still have something, right? They created something, but I think they're just waiting to see how Saitama does in the long run, right? Because there's things like bankruptcy and fraud and a lot of these people's past. You have to understand that, guys. And I don't think these guys are smart. They know what's up. They're not blacklisting Saitama for their health. It would obviously benefit them because the volume would be insane, right? But I think they're taking calculated steps on why they're not, you know, listing Saitama. I think they're just looking at it from afar saying, hey, we're going to let this thing have a little more time to kind of just marinate in the community, and then we'll list it if they're around a year from now. Just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Now, personally, I think we have to get on KuCoin and maybe Coinbase or Crypto.com or other places first, right? I just think that skipping to Binance, which is the #1 big daddy, right? I think that's kind of crazy to just jump over everybody. And at the same time, a lot of these exchanges need to learn how to work with the mechanics of reflections, right? It's a pain in the butt because the liquidity that these exchanges get from a token project, right? They have to figure out how to distribute those reflections, or even if they want to, you know, maybe they'll just keep them for themselves, right? Because they're going to get reflections. It's their liquidity, right? And then you have to ask yourself, well, does Saitama even have enough liquidity to give to these exchanges so that they can be on these markets? On these exchanges, like if you look at Saitama's total liquidity, it's only $15 million. That's not a lot of money, right? Like I said, Shibnobi's is at 23 million right now. So currently, although the market cap's higher for Saitama, Shinja has more liquidity than Saitama. So, you know, there's a lot of other factors that a lot of people are not really looking at because they're just stuck in their fanboyism. But, you know, that it is what it is. So I think that the reason why Binance is not listing Saitama right now is because they're just looking at it objectively. They're like, hey, we want to give this project time to establish themselves, because when it comes to the past of a lot of these people involved with the team, they were involved in some pretty sketchy stuff. So I think they just want to give us some time. They want to give us some time. Maybe Saitamask will be good, right? I don't think it's going to be revolutionary, but maybe it will be good enough to keep the price of Saitama steady. right? And maybe give some credibility in the cryptocurrency space. But that's just my opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Why do you think these exchanges are not listing Saitama? I'm interested to hear your opinion, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.